So, for those of you that didn't know, and let's face it, most of you didn't, Marvel's Ironheart series has officially dropped on Disney Plus and has dropped its first 3 episodes. And I wanted to give my initial thoughts to them. And I think it's fair to say that these first 3 episodes surprised me. Let's get into it. From the jump, many people thought the show wasn't going to be any good, as has been the case with most Marvel media, especially with their Disney Plus shows. But I'm pleased to say it surprised me. Seeing Marvel build this new world and introduce us to all these new characters. These first 3 episodes were very compelling as you see the return of Riri Williams right after the events of Black Panther Wakanda Forever, as you see a return home to Chicago after being expelled from MIT. Now, I like this being the situation for her. We get to see a genius being down on her luck. This makes the character more complex and compelling as you see her make some morally questionable decisions. She isn't some picture-perfect hero that does everything right and has the world at her feet. She makes mistakes and essentially has to get her hands dirty. She has to do whatever she needs to do to get the funds for her iron suit. And this leads to her joining the Hood's gang. We see this gang has this sort of Robin Hood mindset, a steal from the rich kind of mindset, which in their head makes what they're doing seem okay to them. And we see their leader, the Hood, and I love what we've gotten from him so far. Seeing how he uses his powers is very interesting, and the mystery to where he got his powers is keeping me very intrigued. But hey, if you've been following Marvel for a long time, then you and I pretty much have a good idea as to where he got his powers from. We feel for Riri as she's mourning the tragic deaths of her best friend Natalie and her stepfather, and we see her having to deal with the emotional and mental trauma that comes with losing 2 of the most important people in your life. I have to say I'm loving the layers that we're getting to see from Riri's character. This overconfident and rough exterior that we saw in Wakanda Forever was just to hide the fact that she's hurting and she's quite vulnerable. Another character I'm surprised to see is the son of Obadiah Stane. For those of you who don't remember, he was the villain in the very first Iron Man movie. He tried to kill Tony and take Stark Industries all for himself, and we see that his son despises him for what he tried to do and wants to be nothing like him. And it's interesting to see that because in the comics he does actually become a villain, so we'll have to see if the show leads to him becoming like his comic book counterpart. Another praise that I have to give the show is that it looks good. I love Riri's suit design. It has a very fresh and homemade design, and rightfully so. Riri essentially had to build it with a box of scraps, and I must say I love it. None of that nanotech stuff, just pure grit and metal. And the action set pieces, oh my days, do they look good, especially that fight with the Hood in episode 3. And speaking of episode 3, it ends in a way that has you yearning for more, and I can't wait for what they're going to reveal in the later episodes. One criticism that I can give the show is that it does feel slightly rushed, but it is understandable that this is a miniseries with only 6 episodes. All in all, these first 3 episodes have done their job in captivating me and other viewers, and especially proving all the doubters and haters wrong, and I'm excited to see where we go from here.